Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, March the 20th, 2024. Wednesday, March the 20th. I'm going to start with Anna. Anna was talking to John Cates, and I thought she was going to spill the beans with what Dex told her, but she told Cates, she wasn't a very, because he ended up saying, I wasn't a good cop today. And he told her about Danny and what he did. She goes, ooh, yeah, that was bad. You crossed the line there, you know. And then she goes, well, I wasn't a good cop either today. And he's like, well, she goes, there's nothing to be changed. But she alluded to, and she told him, and it wasn't wine she brought him. I guess it's some kind of cognac brand, something, some hard alcohol. And so anyway, and she was saying, her eyes, she's just now, and not that her eyes weren't open towards Sonny. She says, but she goes, no, I never compromised. Trust me, I've gone after him, and Anna has gone after Sonny before. It just could never stick. She said, but I have made allowances for him. And so he's like, well, what has changed your mind to all of a sudden? She goes, just something I found out. And he's like, care to share? She said, no, because it won't stick. Which I'm happy she let it go there. And also she really isn't 100% ready to really go after Sonny. But she's reconciling herself to, and she told him, she goes, I relied on Sonny over the past year or so. And she did. I'm happy she remembered that she relied on him, right? He provided her with her safe houses. Come on, Anna. When she was on the run with Valentine, her love, Valentine. So anyway, they drank. She didn't spill the beans, but now she is going to be back to being hard nosed Anna, where Sonny's concerned, and that's okay. There always has to be somebody coming after Sonny and law enforcement. We're all used to that. Go for it. Whether it's Jordan or Anna, who cares? Um, Brooklyn was talking to Chase. He was feeling down, guilty because he allowed Dante to run after two suspects by himself. And she let him know, no, you were following his direct orders and you had to secure that crime scene up there, Chase. You were doing your job. But he's like, but I should have gotten to him sooner. And I'm thinking, you don't go right. You should have. You mosey downstairs and people are like, where's Dante? And you're like, he didn't call you? At that point, you should have been booking, you know, please. So anyway, you know, he was saying he didn't think he should be a cop anymore. He may not want to be. And so she's like, oh my God, she'd been waiting for that. She goes, I can get you on tour by the summer, get you some new material. And he's looking at her. She goes, you're gonna have all the groupies pining after you, and she's just going on and on. And he's just looking at her, and he goes, I know what you're doing. And she said, good. He goes, because I don't want to sing. I do want to be a cop. I'm right where I want to be. She goes, well, I'm glad you realized it. Now stop talking crazy. She's like, we look, I worked too hard to get that badge back for you. So you better make do. Um, what was an interesting conversation to me was Alexis and Molly were having a drink Alexis, they're both having water. Molly just had lime in hers or lemon in hers. And Alexis was telling her about Diane trying to pull a needle out of a haystack, like a Hail Mary to get her license back, which let's face it, it's gonna happen. Um, and Molly, believe it or not, was like trying to tell her to don't do it. And she was like, wait, what? I wasn't expecting this from you. You of all people. I thought you would have supported me on this. And she was saying, I'm afraid if you go back to law, you'll start drinking because after you lost you started drinking after you lost your law license. And she says, no, that wasn't why I started drinking. And I'm thinking, good, because Molly, you thinking incredibly stupidly wrong. She goes, there were a number of things that led up to that. For one was me lying, trying to help save Neil Burns' his license, and he lost it anyway. And then there's a lot of things like, come on, Neil shows up, turns up dead in her bed. Um, Alexis lost her license because of just perjuring herself and being drunk. And she said, I was in a bad place. Being a lawyer had nothing to do with Alexis drinking. And that was really a stupid tie-in on Molly's part, you know? That's just like, when the first surrogate lost their baby, Molly was in a bad way. It'd be like, don't try again, Molly. Because goodness, you were in a bad way. And I didn't know if you'd ever come out of it. But you have to pick yourself up. So she told Alexis, well, promise me you won't start drinking again. If this doesn't work, I don't want you to get your hopes up. And then it's a lie. It may not come through. And Alexis says, Molly, I know this is a Hail Mary shot, but I'm going to take it because practicing law has meant the most to me in my entire life. That's what I lived for. So, yes, however slim this chance is going to be, I'm going to take it. And so Molly said, well, just promise me if it doesn't, work out, you won't start drinking again. And she looked at Molly. She said, I can't promise you that. She goes, all I can do is work my steps day to day, period. And that part, I can promise you that I am going to do my best to follow the program and keep from drinking. But I can't just make you a blanket promise like that. And I respected Alexis for saying that to Molly because she was 100% right. Look, the showdown between Christina wanting to keep Molly's baby, and both of them are her daughters, and she's pulled in both directions. That could cause her to drink, right? See, life can cause Alexis to drink, not whether she's a lawyer or not, Molly. But see, then again, Molly's young, right? Molly's young. So she finally says, well, okay, I'll support you 100%. I'm like, Mom, she goes, you probably think I'm selfish. And Alexis is like, it's okay, you can be selfish. You can be because you're concerned about me. It's okay, and I love you. But anyway, let's see, we have, Nina whining to Valentine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Alexis was supposed to be here for this meeting. She let this article go through, and now what she's done is everything is supposed to go through me before it goes to print. Well, realistically, no, it's not. Alexis is editor in chief, right? And so she goes, but what she's done is she intentionally are pushing things to Friday, the day they must go to print, which doesn't give me time to look over everything that's going out. And I guess she wanted Valentine there, who has nothing to do with the paper. For what I don't know, Valentine would not make Alexis do what Nina wants. And so he goes, well, what per se, what did she do? What article? It was an article on Sunny. And she approved it and printed it. And so Valentine looked at her and he said, was there a dual article that was printed that I missed? And she says, what is that supposed to mean? She said, because he said, because the article I read on Sunny, oh, I was getting ready to tell you, you guys went way too easy on him. She goes, so I don't know what you're saying, Nina, because it went way too easy on Sunny, Corinthos. And she goes, nothing. I don't want nothing printed about Sunny. And Valentine looked at her, it's like, well, that ain't too realistic, right? And she said, and he said, so Nina, you're so preoccupied with wanting to get Sunny back. Wanting Sunny, wanting Sunny. He goes, I don't see Sunny making any moves wanting you back. And then Valentine loves to stroke her ego. I know how magnificent you are. You're this, you're that. And she goes, you just want me back. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness. And he goes, actually, Nina, I don't deserve you. You're too good for me. And I'm thinking, no, she ain't. Nina ain't good enough for me. Come on now. You Nina lovers will hate me for saying that. I ain't gonna say it. But anyway, so they had their little blah 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 Valentine. Well, what am I gonna do, Alexis? She don't know. Alexis is getting ready to drop it all. She's trying to fire my gossip columnist. And so Alexis is gonna drop it all on her lap. And then let's see what happens. Let's see what happens to her. That's going to be funny, and I hope they do it right. They had a real cute scene. I really, really liked. Little James is something else. Precocious ain't the word for him. James been showing up, helping Cody in the stables, trying to cheer him up because he overheard Cody checking on Dante with his after his writing lessons the day before. And Tracy comes walking in sniping. I want to find out how my prize thoroughbred is. And so Cody looks up at her, and James is with him. And he goes, well, we can go and check on him together. And she goes, I don't have to go check on him. You are the caregiver for all the animals here. You should know the condition of my horse right off the top of your head and immediately tell me how he's doing. And little James says, you're being mean. And she looked at him. She goes, and why do you say that? you know? She goes, because Cody's best friend is in the hospital and he is worried about his best friend and he is sad. And you're coming in here and you're talking mean to Cody. And then she realized Dante, so she's like, well, I'm just checking on my horse. And why are you here anyway? Right? And he's like, because I'm helping Cody. Cody is my friend. So James went to go out to go, I guess, get some feed together. And Tracy says, so now you gotta help her. And he goes, no, she goes, okay, and how is he helping you? He's your helper? He goes, well, he overheard my conversation after his writing lesson yesterday. Wait a minute. So you trying to tell me you're giving writing lessons on our animals? And so he said, Monica okayed the writing lessons. Monica might own the property. He goes, Miss Quartermain, writing lessons are not on your prize thoroughbred. They're on the other horses. In other words, you ain't got nothing to say about it. Cause see, Monica already said yes. So then Tracy's like, you're good with kids. And she ended up giving an update in front of James on Dante. Well, I was just there and he's still he's she didn't say he's fine. She's like, yeah, I checked on him. He's pretty much the same, yeah. So Anyway, Cody, our little James comes in and no, they hear him say, oh, and they hear a little crash. He dropped the feed bucket. It was too heavy. And now there's little horse feed all on the ground. And Cody's like, that's okay, little fella. We're going to clean this up. But now it's hit the ground. The horses can't eat that. He goes, yes. Horses eat hay from the ground, feed from the ground, grass. We're going to sweep this up and we're going to feed it to the horses. And so Tracy's like, okay, you know what? I will leave you two to it. And so little James says, wait, how come you're not going to help clean this up? So she turns, she goes, because I'm the boss. And I'm letting you all do that. And he goes, well, I was told that the boss should know how to do all the employees' jobs and work with them. And she goes, and who told you that? Grandpa Max Scorpio. That was too cute. So Tracy says, well, that's a good thought. Oh, okay, I'll help. So Tracy stood there with the little bucket on the stick. She didn't move a muscle, just putting her hand there, and they're sweeping up all the feed in it. But Tracy can be nice. And this go around with Tracy, they're softening up her a lot. I think Gregory, he does have an influence on her, or not influencing her well, he was influencing her to be nicer, but it's now becoming more secondhand, second nature. She is thinking, she's not having to remember to be nice, because remember how rude she was to Leo? Not this visit, but the visit before. Oh my goodness, she didn't need to be around nobody's kid, nobody's adult for that matter. But anyway, that was just a real cute little scene, and I liked it. Natalia and Sunny finished their conversation, and Christina finished doing what she needed to do and came back. And she goes, okay, I'm sorry. I took a little longer than I thought. And she goes, no, your father kept me company. And it was really nice speaking with him. And so Christina says, well, if you still had something else you wanted to say to me, you could say it now. She goes, you know what? One thing I just realized, I shouldn't involve you in the middle of me and Allie. That relationship, that situation is between us, and I'm going to work on it. It's unfair of me to want to put you in the middle. And so she says, Mr. Corinthos, it was a pleasure. And she should put her hand out, and he goes, okay. So then Christina was torn. Do I call, you know, Allison and tell her about her? She goes, but then I don't want to get in the way. I don't want her to have her guard up when her mother comes to see her. So all Sonny was saying is, yeah, that's right. Hmm. She goes, but then again, I don't want to keep thinking something from her, because we were honest with each other and open. Oh, that's good too. He never really, everything Christina said was good. He was ultimately pretty much letting her know, it's your decision. There is no good, there is no bad. She goes, you know what I think I'm going to do? When I see her later, I'm going to give her an opportunity to tell me about a conversation with her mother, how went. And if she doesn't, then I am going to tell her mother came to see me, because I don't want to keep that from her. He goes, sounds like a plan. So, I love Sonny and Christina. I really do. So anyway, that was it, everybody. Nothing else earth-shattering happened. Like I said, tomorrow I am going to I'm going to break myself in to 5 minutes of comment corner. What I'm going to do is I'm going to randomly read two from the bottom, randomly read two comments from the top, and then I'm going to kind of scroll to the middle where I think is the middle and read two comments just to kind of break it up. But you guys have been doing phenomenal. 78 comments on Comment Corner on yesterday's episode. 78. You all are conversating with each other like nobody's business. Keep it up. Keep it up. I love that, sharing that's happening in Comment Corner. So, with that being said, everybody, I'll be back tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.